it's Jordana Bryant. I'm so happy that you found my new podcast, New Friends. I wanted to create a space where we could talk about things that I feel like people our age don't really talk about. My hope is that by us kind of coming on here and talking about some of those things that you would feel like you can have those conversations with the people in your life. I am going to be bringing on a bunch of guests. I'll also be doing some episodes that are just me answering questions. So please share your questions. Leave them in the comments. DM me on Instagram. I would love to answer as many as I can. And I really hope you'll stick with me through this journey. And thank you so much for checking this out. I can't wait to join you in the next episode. Welcome back to another episode of New Friends. I am so excited for today's episode. Ava.
Hi.
Thank you for being on.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
I feel like you're probably one of the first people that I honestly met in Nashville that was like our age.
Yeah, I don't remember what song you were recording, but I came to the studio and you were recording something and I like waited for you to be done with your session and then we recorded a song and I don't think we posted it because we sounded so bad.
Afterwards we were listening and we were like, wait, why did we think we killed this? And it was pretty rough.
We thought we ate. It was pretty rough. But we were like 13, 14.
Right.
Well, you're 18, right?
I'm 19 now.
Okay. So I'm 18, you're 19. So I was probably 13, you're probably 14.
Wow.
I didn't even think you lived in Nashville at the time.
No, I didn't. I was coming back and forth.
Okay.
And at that point, how long had you been in Nashville for?
Oh, like 3 months. I was like fresh.
Wait, I didn't know that you had moved so recently.
Yeah, I think it was like right after.
You moved around a lot when you were a kid, right?
Yes, I lived in Arizona. I was born in Arizona. My whole family lives there. Not like my immediate family, but my whole extended family lives there. And then moved to Texas and then in Utah for a little bit and then here. So I've been here for almost 6 years. This October will be 6 years. And that'll make it like the longest place I've ever lived.
Really?
But I love it here.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so in the other states that you had lived, how long did you live in each for?
So I lived in Arizona till I was like 4 and then Texas till right before I turned 8 and then Utah until 12 or 13. So Utah was 6 years and Nashville will be 6 years. So it's kind of like I'll barely pass Utah. But this is my favorite place I've lived.
Really?
There's good people in every state, like aside from the people, because I love the people my family's met in every single state. But I love Tennessee. I love the green. It's so green right now.
It's beautiful. So how do you feel like moving around a lot affected you growing up and like making friends and stuff and feeling like you had a home base?
That's such a good question because I feel like I've always like had a hard time with friends, but I think I'm a friendly person. It's hard to like get really deep friendships when you move, you know? But I feel very blessed because I've kept in contact with so many of my friends from different states and I feel like I have like long-term best friends that I don't see a lot. But I think like this year I've started to make some good friends and like I have a little group that I love. But I've always been like a 2 friend at a time kind of first person. I'm not like a ton of friends, more quality over quantity.
I agree with that. I agree with that. No, I think that's so true. I mean, I didn't move around as a kid, but I also feel like it's hard to find people who you can really feel comfortable like opening up with and stuff. And definitely, I feel like with moving to Nashville, I feel like I've struggled to keep in touch with people who, you know, are back in Pennsylvania because you just don't see them a ton. And it's like...
It's nice with social media, though. Like over Instagram, I can see what everyone's doing.
Yeah,
you probably feel the same.
Totally. I also feel like I love voice texting now. Do you ever do that?
I do that all the time, especially with my like best friends that live in different states. Yeah. Just sending them little things.
Something about hearing like a 2-minute voice message makes me feel so much closer to someone than just reading like a paragraph.
I agree. Or like little video vlogs. Yes. I'll just like send a video.
Wait, that's so cute.
I love doing that.
I love that. Okay, so how do you feel like if you were giving someone advice on how to stay close with people, even if you're not in the same city, what would you tell them?
That is so hard because I go back and visit. Like a lot of my friends are in Utah because I kind of was there from like 18 to 13. So that's the age where you kind of make like deeper friends, I think. So I go back there a lot. Like my brother and sister-in-law and my now niece, who's super new, she's 4 months, but they live there. So I go back to visit. So I think like that plays a part in it. You know, I see my friends, which I think helps. If I didn't see them at all, like it would be hard. But I also try to like text and call as much as I can and just like randomly FaceTime and comment on their things so that we just keep like our names keep popping up on each other's phone, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I do think there's something about like you need to check in with someone like, I don't know, at least like once a month or something, or once in like every 2 months to feel like you're still close, because I feel like there gets to be a certain point where if you haven't talked in so long, you're like, well, gosh, like it's going to take me so long to update you on everything that's going on in my life. And then I just have to give you the big updates. Like, okay, big update.
Here's the bullet points.
Like, I'm not with him anymore. Like, I'm still living here. We've moved on. I am now living in a new apartment. Like, whatever it is. Yeah. And you can't, like, you don't have the closeness to be able to, like, say the small things of, like, oh, yesterday, like, I was at this store and, like, funny story, I ran into this person, you know?
No, it's so true. But I also feel like, and you probably have these too. Like I have friends that I'll go 4 or 5 months at a time without talking to. And I'm like, we just pick up where we left off, you know? So I love those kind of friends. But then also, yeah, I do have a more like daily friends that I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna send you a little text.
Totally.
You know?
I love that. And then
it's good to have both.
Yeah, it is. And then your brother also, like, as we're talking about distance and how to stay close with people, your brother went on a mission trip for a few years, right?
Yeah, so both my brothers actually.
Really?
My oldest brother went to Oregon for 2 years. We didn't see him for 2 years. It's kind of crazy. So he just goes there and does like a bunch of service, teaches people about Jesus. And then my other brother went to Seattle.
Wow.
So kind of fun. They both went like in the same origin. But yeah, crazy.
Did it feel weird, like living at home with your family, but them not being there?
Yeah, it was so crazy. My older brother left right when we moved to Nashville. So he left when I was like 13, came back when I was 15. And then my other brother, Bo, he actually just got back like 7 months ago. And he left when I was 16, came back when I was 18. So that was kind of like a crazy jump.
Yeah.
But it was insane. But it's like also, I feel like they grow so much and they come back and I'm like, you're just so cool. Like,
yeah, right?
But both my brothers, so my brother Bo that got back 7 months ago is actually getting married on Thursday. Not tomorrow, but the Thursday after.
Stop.
So I'm leaving on Saturday, or not Saturday. I'm getting all my dates messed up. I'm leaving on Monday to go to his wedding and I'm so excited.
Oh.
So it's kind of crazy because these next few nights are like the last night that my family will like be in the same house at night. Just us. You know?
Wow.
Which is kind of weird. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like my last few sleepovers with my siblings. Where it's like we all live in the same house.
Yeah. Does Bo still live at home right now?
So he left on his mission when he was 19 or 20. No, 18. He left when he was 18. Boys leave when they're 18 if they want to go. So, and then came back when he was 20 and he went to trade school. So he's a plumber now. And he met his wife like 2 weeks after he got home. And so they've been dating, they got engaged, now they're getting married. And when he came home, obviously he'd been gone for 2 years. So my parents like, you can live with us for a sec, like figure it out.
Yeah.
And him and his fiance just got an apartment in Nashville.
Oh.
So they'll still be close. But yeah, he'll be moving out. And then it'll just be me and my little brother living at home. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is wild. Wait, do you feel like you've gotten closer with your younger brother with your older brothers being away?
No. Well, me and my younger brother are really close, but we've always been. Me and all my brothers are. In Utah, we lived in a canyon and there was no cell service, like no reception. You could barely send a text. So I think it like forced us to be close.
Yeah.
Like since we've been little, we've just always been really sweet to each other, really close. Like I don't really fight with my brothers much. I'm really close friends with them. So I think my older brother's leaving, like it was really sad, but it didn't like make me any closer to my little brother because we've just always been really close.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I have like a special little bond with him. He's so sweet. He's 15.
Aww.
And he'll actually go on a mission when he's 18. So I'll have 3 brothers that have left.
Oh my gosh.
And my dad went on one as well. So my dad went to Russia when he was
No way.
18. Yeah.
Wow.
Just crazy.
That is wild. What a crazy place to go on a
I
mission
know.
trip. I
So
love
insane.
that though.
So insane. And
That's-
I'm not going on one. If anyone's wondering.
Well, you're doing cool things.
I'm like, I could do things in other ways. But yeah, I'm like, that's a little long for me.
That's fair. Wait, okay. So how did you first decide that you wanted to, because when we met, I feel like you were doing, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were doing like a little more of like the Christian music route, and now you're doing more like kind of like folk indie, you describe it, right?
No, that's exactly
I love
what
your
I'd
style.
say.
How did you
You're so sweet.
like find your way to that and be like, okay, this is the style of music that I want to focus on?
So I grew up singing in a gospel choir, like an adult gospel choir. I have no clue how I like made it in. There weren't many kids in the choir.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't that good at singing. So I'm like, how did I get into this? But I grew up singing gospel for like 4 years. So I think just naturally when I was like, well, I'm not going to be a cover artist forever. Like I have to release my own music. Gospel was what came out. And me and my dad would write it together. So all my early stuff, me and my dad wrote. And he more than I though, like I did melodies, he more did lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I was so little. I was like 13. And then when I started learning guitar, for whatever reason, I was so drawn to just like finger picking and very like Noah Cyrus-y type stuff and Noah Kahan and Jason Isbell. I just like listened to a lot of that. And I loved, I don't know, like the chill coffee house vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started writing, that's kind of just like what came out of me. When I just started writing with my guitar, like alone, I was like, oh, this is more folk. And, but I also think it has like an element of a little gospel-y because my stuff, it has a little bit more of like a singer aspect to it. It's not super chill, but the guitar kind of makes it chill.
Yeah.
So yeah, like my early stuff is all gospel and now I do more folk. I didn't really like lean away from the Christian stuff because I'm still so Christian and I love to sing about God.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I learned guitar, it just came out folk. I don't really know how to explain it. That's just kind of what poured out of my heart.
And I also feel like your style is so cool because you have that song that like, what if Jesus comes back?
Yeah, the Roman Empire.
Like Roman Empire, which I love. Like it's kind of a blend of so many different styles.
Thank you. That one is so funny because do you remember the Roman Empire trend?
Yes.
Like, what's your Roman Empire? So I went on my Instagram story one day and I was like, what's your Roman Empire? And a bunch of people responded. And I was like, I'm going to make a video where I'll make a song out of their responses and I'll have it like pop up on the screen as I sing. So somebody typed in Jesus coming back before I get married. So then I kind of was like, okay. And I just put it to melody. I was like, what if Jesus comes back and then it like went viral. And it was kind of my first viral thing ever, actually. Yeah. Roman Empire was the first thing I ever did that like had some life to it online.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then, so that song came out. And it's funny because it came out so long ago, but I still feel like I connect with it, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes you probably understand this, like my early stuff, I'm like, I don't know how much I connect with that right now.
Right.
Or how like, not even lyrically, but more stylistically. I'm like, that's not really my style anymore. But Roman Empire still feels like me, and I'm thankful for that.
I love that. I feel like some of the stuff I can be I know I'm a harsh critic, but I listen back and I'm like, the stuff that I put out when I was 13, 14, I'm like, I sound so young on it.
I know. I'm like, I sound like a baby. But then I know in 2 years, I'm going to think that about myself right now.
I know, which is kind of like heartbreaking. I'm like, I don't want to think that
I know.
in 2 years, I'm going to be like, gosh, don't listen to that.
Do you feel like you have songs that you're like, oh, I think I'll always love this song?
Yes, totally. Yeah. I also do think that while there's stuff that I put out when I was like 14, 13, 15, that I'm like, okay, that sounds young. I would say for the most part, the stuff that I've put out in the last 2 years at least, like 17 to 19, still feels like, okay, I can sing those songs. And, yes, they might be from a different stage of life, but they don't feel like so much younger than me that I don't want to sing them,
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
I also would love to talk about the videos that you post of you and your dad with the dresses that he gets you, because that has to be one of the cutest things I've ever seen. Can you talk about the story?
Yes. Actually, aside from Roman Empire, that's like my biggest video. If you look up my name, like the Christmas dress video comes up. I'm like, I pray someday it'll be my music. But right now it's my Christmas
You know what? It's a good start.
Yeah, it's fine. But it's really special. So ever since I was born, my dad's been getting me a Christmas dress. He goes and picks it out alone. My mom doesn't come. He likes to do it himself. And he just kind of spends the day and like picks me out a dress. And usually it comes with an accessory. Sometimes it's a coat or a hat or shoes or purse, but it's like it differs every year. And 2 years ago, I was like, I should just post like an OOTD. Like I should be like, oh, my dad bought me this dress for Christmas. So I did that. And it got like more views than anything I've ever posted. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, this is crazy. And the comments were so beautiful and also so heartbreaking. Like people were like, oh my gosh, I love to see this for you because my dad never did this for me. And it kind of like breaks your heart. And I'm like, I don't know. It was super, like it was a video that kind of came with a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
So that year we ended up doing like a giveaway, and I think we gave away like 12 dresses or something.
Wait, I love
and
that.
a bunch of brands like collabed on it and gave away dresses. It was really, really sweet. And a couple dads have started this tradition with their daughters, which is so cool. I've seen a couple of videos go viral of dads getting their little girls their first Christmas dress. And so People Magazine interviewed us for that last year, because last year I was like, should I post about it? I didn't want it to become this thing that I do for like to go viral. I still wanted it to be like me and my dad's thing, you know?
Yeah.
So last year I had a hard time. I was like, I don't know if I should post it. This is still so special to me. And I don't know, I didn't want it to seem like I was posting it to have it go viral. But I just thought it was so cool that so many dads like found a way to connect with their daughters, and so many single moms too that were like, I'm going to do this for my daughter. And I love that. So I was like, I'm going to post it again because I think it does good. And yeah, it was so sweet. So this year my dad got me a little Anthropologie dress and some Freebird boots. It was really sweet. But yeah, we've been doing that since I was little. I kind of feel like I was on some sort of train of thought and I lost it. It's so gone.
Well,
but I was like trying to say something.
That is just the sweetest story. And I thought that it was so cute when you posted the video that was showing every Christmas dress that you could find.
Oh, yeah. My mom keeps them all.
From when you were so young, like seeing the little like shoes. Don't you think that like little outfits are so cute?
So cute. And I'm like, someday my daughters will wear this. And people commented the most heartbreaking things. One person was like, oh my gosh, the last dress he'll get for you will be your wedding dress. I'm like, why would you say, oh my gosh, that breaks my heart.
But I'm like, that would be such a good like
but
song.
I was like, you're so right.
And I feel like you could write such a beautiful song from that.
You know what's funny? My manager is always like, you need to write a Christmas dress song. And I'm like, how? I don't know how to like write that song. I think I would need some help. We should write it together. But I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so Dad, you need to start getting me Christmas dresses.
I know.
So I can relate.
But you know what's so funny? So the magazine, People Magazine, asked my dad, they were like, how did you get this idea? And I never asked him that. And I was like, why didn't I ever think of that? Like, I wonder how he got this. So my dad has 7 sisters, and his mom and dad would do that for all 7 of his sisters growing up. So he was like, when she was born, I just thought it was the thing that you did. Like, you got your daughter a Christmas dress. And I thought that was so sweet. I had no clue.
That's so sweet.
But yeah, every year my mom is like, she'll kind of give me a hint as to what it is. Like he tries to keep it very like, I want her to be surprised what it looks like. But my mom will be like, okay, you need to self-tan. Like this one is going to show your legs. You need to be tan. Or she'll be like, maybe put your hair up in like a ponytail.
That's
she'll
so
kind of
sweet.
like direct, because I'll get ready for church and then come down to my PJs and then I'll change the dress and we'll go. So I just get ready already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so sweet. And some years he like leans more into his style and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've never worn anything like this. And then some years I know that he like really researches what stores I like and is like, I'm gonna go to this store. I know she'll like this dress, you know, and it's really sweet.
I feel like having good parents, but having a great dad is something that like,
yeah,
like we're so lucky to have, because I feel the same way. Like I feel so grateful for my dad, and to have someone who's like thoughtful and, you know, cares about, you know, doing little things for you, that it's not like the biggest things in the world that make the impact. It's like just the thoughtfulness of like everyday small things. And I feel like that's something that's made such an impact on me growing up, is like seeing what that looks like, and seeing my parents too, like to each other, like being so thoughtful. Like my dad is like he is one of the best people that I've seen at just like doing little things for my mom. Like he'll like get her flowers on a Tuesday just because.
That's
and
so
like,
sweet.
you know, pick up like the chocolates that she likes or whatever, like little things that I'm like, that's like so
Yeah.
it raises the bar of like not what you like expect from someone, but what you I think it's like the thoughtfulness of like I want someone to really know me and to care about doing little things that just like show that they're thinking of me, you know?
Yeah, it really is such a blessing to like have that example of love
Mm-hmm.
just right in front of you. And that's so true. And I love that your dad does that. I think when the video went viral and people were commenting about their dad, I didn't realize like how many people don't have that.
I
And it
know.
really broke my heart. And yeah, and it's so sad because I think every girl deserves so much love and especially love from a dad.
I know.
Like that's like the bare minimum, you know, I don't know. So it did break my heart a little bit.
But I think it like
But-
I don't know. It is really sad. It also it makes you grateful for, you know,
Yeah.
what you have. And I think it also puts it in perspective, you know, for like also the things that you want to do for your kids, right? Because it's like,
and that's what a lot of people were commenting. They're like, I'm going to find a husband like this and do this with my daughters. And it was like so sweet. And I totally agree with that.
I love that. I'm sure it has to be such a cool feeling to know that you kind of have inspired people to.
More my dad, not really me.
Yes.
I'm kind of just there. But it's really sweet.
You're sharing the experience. And I think it's also
is really
so cool.
sweet.
I feel like we kind of both relate on the, like, both of our dads kind of, you know, do a little bit of music. Like my dad growing up played in, you know, guitar, like in some country rock bands and stuff. So growing up, I would hear him playing guitar around the house. And,
That's so cool.
You know, like he would be playing guitar and I would like be writing songs to what he was playing. And like you and your dad would, you know, write songs together. Do you feel like how do you feel like it was that like that experience of getting to share that passion with your dad? Do you feel like it like inspired you to get into music? Do you feel like it like led you to that? What do you feel like that experience was?
Both. I think I hope that I would have like found my way into music, but I know that it's a big part of like my dad just wanting that for me. And yeah, like I remember he would just start playing guitar and I just loved to sing with him. It was like my favorite thing. And then as I've gotten older, it was kind of more of like a choice. Like I was like, yeah, I want to do music. Especially when I learned guitar and I would play for myself. I was like, this is something that I want to do, you know? Whereas before it was like, this is something I do with my dad and it's so sweet and it's so fun. But then when I started writing my own songs, I was like, okay, I want to do this.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I think too, I don't know. I think for me, it's such a weird thing, but when I first started, you know, like getting into music, I love jamming with my dad and I still do. I think like at first I almost felt a little bit of like, I think my dad is the coolest person. He is the coolest person. And so I was like, he's such a good guitarist that I'm like, I was like, wow, like how do I do that? Like I'm never gonna be like
I
that.
I still feel like that. I'm not as good as my dad at guitar.
Right. And I would like to, my dad can't really sing. So I would like to think that hopefully like, you know, he could be the really good one at guitar. I could be the really
singer.
Right.
Yeah.
But like
Does your mom sing?
No, she doesn't.
My mom doesn't either.
Really?
My mom is very good at a lot of things, but she doesn't sing.
Yeah. It's funny because people talk about it of like, oh, voices are genetic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
You know what? My great grandma, I write a lot of my songs about like my family. For whatever reason, a lot of my songs have to do with like my grandmas. Ever since I was little, I've loved genealogy and I've loved like learning about family history. So I like slide that into a lot of my songs. But my great grandma like wrote poems and was a songwriter and played guitar. And I like to think that I like kind of got that from her. I never met her. She passed away before I was born, but sometimes I'm like, maybe I got that from her, you know?
I love that. And you also have a song coming out tonight about your niece.
I'm so excited.
Magnolia.
It's called Magnolia. Yes, my niece is named Magnolia. Her nickname's Noli. It's very cute.
That's so sweet.
We call her so many things. We call her Nolan. We call her.
Wait, I love
Nolan
that.
is very like, that's kind of our jokey name for her because she's so like, she's always in tutus and bows. And so we're like, hey, Nolan. But we call her Noel, Noli, Noel Bear. She's so freaking cute, though. So I wrote this song with Sam Tenez, Austin Bianco, and Haley Warner. In February, like a month after she was born, I was in Gatlinburg for like a little writer's camp, and just with them four. And I was like, my niece Magnolia was just born. I think it'd be cool if we wrote a song called Magnolia. And so yeah, it comes out tonight. And I'm so excited because I think it's just gonna kind of be like a little lullaby for her whole life, you know? I showed it to my cousin, and my cousin was like, I wonder how differently my life would have turned out if I would have had like a song that was for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, like a little anthem for her.
Totally.
So I hope that it gives her confidence.
Everyone needs an anthem.
I know. I'm like, I never got a song called Ava. I'm not very good at talking into the mic. I'm okay at singing into it, but I'm like, I stumble on my words.
Stop, you're crushing it.
You're
Okay,
sweet.
I cannot wait to listen to Magnolia.
Thank you. And you have a song coming out tomorrow night?
Yes, Out of the Blue, which I'm stoked for.
I'm so excited. We both have songs coming out.
I know. I can't wait. We'll need to do like a little mashup or something.
I know. Let's do it. That's so fun.
Thank you so much for being on here.
Oh
I
my
had
gosh,
the best
of course.
time getting to catch up, and I can't wait to hear
And I
your new
haven't
music.
seen you in so long.
I know.
I haven't
We
seen
need
you
to hang
since
out soon.
the concert we went to. It was so fun.
What
It's
a
been
fun
while.
night. What
It
a
was
fun night.
night.
I love the Ryman.
That popcorn was expensive, but it was so fun.
I know.
We got like $20 popcorn. It's like a tiny little bag.
Right.
That was so
those
fun.
concessions at like concerts are always
They
so
rip you
expensive.
off.
They rip you off.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then they asked for a tip. And I'm like, really?
You're like, see, that's not in the budget.
I came here with $20. That's awesome. Well, it was so good to see you.
You too. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, give a good rating, and follow
I'll
on.
give a good rating.
Please, we need more of those. And follow on Instagram for more episodes. Bye.